Guys, what's going on? I hope you guys are well. I hope you guys are staying safe. I hope everything's good wherever you guys are. I hope you guys are staying well. So guys, Dmitry Bivol. Guys, how you guys been watching the Football World Cup? I hope you guys have been enjoying the Football World Cup. I know a lot of you, I don't know if some of my subscribers, I know some of you are Mexican. Mexico are in the Football World Cup as well. I'm enjoying it, you know. Saudi Arabia turned over Argentina. I think Mexico drew in their first game. So it's a really good World Cup going on. It's been tarred by a lot of controversy with the human rights and, you know, Qatar are coming under a lot of criticism. But I think the World Cup so far has been great. You know, I've enjoyed it. I've really enjoyed it. Hopefully the matches continue to be as good as they are. I mean, I'm really enjoying it. So yeah, leave your thoughts about the Football World Cup. I'd love to know your opinions about it. And let's get into boxing news. Canelo Alvarez and Dmitry Bivol. I mean, Dmitry Bivol has made a statement saying that Canelo is much faster and stronger than Zurdo Ramirez. I mean, yeah, he is. I mean, he's a better fighter. He's a more skillful, faster. He's got better reflexes. He's got more explosiveness. Like I said to you guys, I think Zurdo is a very slow, robotic. And I said this to you guys, and a lot of you guys said, no, Zurdo's big, this, that, and the other. And I said, I wasn't impressed. When I seen him the first time, I remember I just looked at him and thought, this guy's so slow. You know, he's so slow. I mean, you know, when you compare Canelo's performance to his, I mean, it's chalk and cheese. But that's because Canelo's just a way better fighter. Zurdo is really slow. He's robotic. He's, yeah, he wasn't great to watch, to be honest with you. I thought Zurdo is a tall, lanky, robotic. So, I mean, I always knew that Bivol would make light work of him. And effectively, that's what Bivol did. And I wasn't impressed. I wasn't impressed with Zurdo. And I know people are fans of, some of you were fans of Zurdo, wanted him to win. But I wasn't impressed, to be honest with you. And I wasn't surprised at the outcome of what happened to him. I think it was pretty, I think that was always gonna happen, what happened to him. Just wasn't that impressed, to be honest with you, with what I saw. But Bivol saying that Canelo is stronger, Canelo is faster, I think he's right. I think Canelo is faster, he is stronger. But now I think for me, it's going to be important to see what Bivol does next and what Canelo Alvarez does next. That's what I'm interested in, because I think that there's some really good fights that, you know, potentially we can potentially see. I think, you know, the Canelo Benavidez fight is one that I wanted to see. I ain't that hyped for a Bivol Canelo rematch. Maybe because I think Bivol's gonna win. Maybe because I just think that there's other fights for Canelo that I'd rather see. I don't know. I'm just not that keen to see Canelo and Bivol again for some reason. I don't know why. But, you know, if it was to happen, who knows? I'd probably obviously will be excited, would want to watch it. But I think there's other fights right now that I'd rather see, that I think would be more exciting matchups to see, that people might want to see, that fans might want to see. I think the Canelo Benavidez fight is definitely a much more eye-catching fight for me. I think it's a more interesting fight. I think it's one that I would be a lot more interested in. Whereas I'm not so interested in... I'm not so much interested in the Canelo Bivol fight as of right now, because there's fights like, I would rather see Canelo fight Charlo. I'd rather see Canelo fight Benavidez, maybe even an Andrade. I don't have, to be honest, at one point I felt the Andrade fight was probably one that I wanted to see more than any of those three. Now I'm not interested in the Andrade fight anymore. I think Andrade is I think he's a has-been, really. And I think he's a guy, he's 36 years of age. I mean, he's not really done much. I think the Charlo fight is one that really excites me. I think the Charlo's got a bit of energy. He's got a bit of and I want to see Charlo tested against Canelo. I think him and Benavidez, for me, fit the bill. I think stylistically they're good fights as well. Yeah, I really want to see those fights, probably over the Bivol fight, to be honest, and probably because I always wanted to see those fights. The Bivol fight was one that I thought he's gonna have, and let's be brutally honest, a lot of these guys prior to the Canelo Bivol fight were disappointed that Canelo took the Bivol fight because they wanted him to fight Charlo. They thought Canelo had taken another European fighter, and you know, Canelo had basically taken another cherry. That's what a lot of these guys thought, and how wrong they were, because Bivol turned out to be a superstar, and we now realize how good Dmitry Bivol is. So I want to see. I'm all for the Canelo Bivol rematch. I just want to see Canelo v Benavidez or Charlo. I think they're more appealing matches, and I actually think they're more lucrative for Canelo, and I think they do bigger business for the broadcasters as well. I think a Canelo Charlo fight would be massive. Canelo Benavidez is, I mean, that's a monster fight. I mean, I think that's a fight where you could probably hold in Mexico and do huge numbers. I think that's a fight where you could do anywhere, pay-per-view wise, and wherever you want to do that. I think that could do serious numbers. So that's one that I would like to see. Do I think it happens? I'm not sure. But I honestly want to see those fights, because those are fights where I don't think Canelo's got as many fights as some of you guys may think. I don't think Canelo's got that long in the sport. I think Canelo is getting to the stage of his career now where I think Canelo's coming towards the end of his career, and I don't know how many fights. I don't know whether Canelo's got 4 or 5 fights left in him. You know, and we have to see, we have to take it fight by fight, because Canelo's had a lot of fights. I think there's a lot of wear and tear on his body. And if Canelo was to take another loss against Bivol, we don't know if Canelo's he might call it a day. We just don't know, because Canelo, like I said, he's had 60 fights. You know, he's had a long career. And he might have had enough at this point. He might not have the desire to do it anymore. So we have to wait and see how Canelo looks on a fight-to-fight basis now. I think we've got to that stage, because Canelo was looking phenomenal, but of late, the dip in his performances have been startling. And not just that, he's getting older, and he's had a severe injury. So it's going to be very interesting to see how Canelo looks in his next fight. And that's why I'm not opposed to Canelo fighting a John Ryder or fighting someone like that, because I want to see how he looks, and then the next fight after that has to be a big one. It has to be a severe big matchup, so we can get a big fight. That's what I want. Hopefully that will happen. Hopefully Canelo fights. And by the way, John Ryder and those guys, I mean, Zach Parker, John Ryder, I mean, let's not forget, if Zach Parker wins that fight, that was the guy that Andrade was going to fight. So that's a tune-up for Canelo. Before Andrade, that was his fight that he was going to fight, a top fight for him. So, I mean, Zach Parker gets used as a tune-up, but Andrade fans were trying to justify him fighting Zach Parker. So if Zach Parker beats John Ryder, which I'm not sure he will, I think John Ryder might beat Zach Parker. So if that's the case, then Canelo will probably fight John Ryder. And but let's not forget, Andrade was going to fight that guy, and he didn't fight him, not because he didn't think the guy was credible, because he wasn't going to get paid enough money. So let's get that straight, right? So let's not jump onto Canelo, right, when Andrade was going to fight that guy. The only reason Andrade didn't fight that guy is because of the fact that he wasn't going to get the money that he desired. So let's not try and Canelo having a tune-up fight, having a warm-up fight before he goes in with Bivol or goes in with a monster, you know. Bivol, I mean, beat him the first time. So let's not try downplaying Canelo. Canelo's going to definitely go and fight your Bivols and your he's going to fight all these guys, Benavidez, Charlo. I'm totally confident Canelo will fight all of these guys. You got to give Canelo time, though. I mean, he's come off a severe surgery, and people looking to criticize him. He will fight these guys. His track record, he will fight them eventually. If he's going to fight Bivol again, which I think is a much more dangerous fight than any of those guys, then he'll fight those guys as well when the time's right. So, yeah. And let's not forget, Canelo's probably older than these guys. Maybe not Charlo, but Benavidez is older than him. So it's not like you can age Benavidez out. The longer he waits, probably the worse it gets for Canelo. So again, we've got to balance these things out. All right, leave your thoughts anyway. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. I'd love to know your opinion, guys. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out, guys.